Hey everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Recruiting 2.0 with AI chatbots on WhatsApp. So let's get started right away and actually take a look what we will be covering today. So first of all, we will take a look at how recruiting is currently set up in a lot of businesses and what problems a lot of businesses are facing. Then we will continue with what part WhatsApp specifically and also artificial intelligence play into actually solving these challenges. And then we will also not waste any time and jump into Superchat and build a AI chatbot on WhatsApp that will solve most of your problems that you're currently having. And then at the very end, we will have a Q&A round where I will be answering all your questions. During the webinar, you have the chat here on the right-hand side. So if you have any questions during the webinar already, please go ahead and add all your questions there. And someone from our team will make sure to respond immediately. A little introduction about me. Who am I? I'm Mika, the co-founder and CPO here at Superchat. And the last couple of months, I really spent a lot of time with companies, also like in the recruiting case, to see how we can leverage WhatsApp and also artificial intelligence to streamline our entire communication during like the application process with talents that we are communicating with. From like really big companies to agencies who help companies to recruit people. Like I really talked to a lot of companies and, saw like how everything is set up, like really like in a real life environment. So I really want to share these learnings today with you. And Yilmaz, my co-founder, and I started Superchat like 4 years ago. With just like the sole reason to really revolutionize how businesses use modern communication channels like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram in sales, support, recruiting, and also marketing. Today, really covering the recruiting case because we saw a lot of people, a lot of companies especially, still rely on very old ways of communicating, especially email and like calling via phone. And we saw a huge potential for customers to also leverage new communication channels that also, consumers are using with friends and family that are just also a lot more mobile friendly. You're always on the go and it's way more easy to, get in contact with a business on your phone, on WhatsApp compared to, email. And then we also want asynchronous communication, and that also show a lot of studies that end consumers don't want to call. They really just want to send a message, apply via WhatsApp to your business. Just makes it like so much easier, kind of gets rid of all the friction. And that's kind of what we will be covering today. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. So again, we will first look at the two main challenges that a lot of companies are facing today with recruiting. And these are also, I think, very common. The first one, of course, there's kind of a lack of talent. So, we have the same problem here at Superchat. We are looking for people to join our team in various departments and, always searching for like the best people, but it's super, super hard to find the right talent. And then, of course, it goes hand in hand also the competition for talent. You are kind of competing with all the other companies out there that kind of are hiring for the same positions. And you have to stand out in one way or another, with your mission, how your company is set up, but also with how you communicate with your applicants, how you do the entire recruiting process, and so on and so forth. And that's where WhatsApp comes into play, and also our AI chatbots, where you can really stand out. So WhatsApp really is the new way of recruiting people. It doesn't matter like the position. You just see it with all the companies. Applicants love it. It's super easy. Takes out all the friction. Most companies still rely on very outdated forms to upload the CSV or like email. And we see companies having really, really great success with using WhatsApp and basically covering their entire application process just over WhatsApp. And the fun part is it doesn't end there. You can actually continue your onboarding and everything that comes after it all through WhatsApp. You can even send your candidates that you want to send a contract, like an offer to, just everything also in WhatsApp. And the candidate can even sign like the contract right in WhatsApp. So it makes it like super, super easy on both sides. And that's what we will be looking at now. What are the benefits for both companies, but also applicants? First of all, of course, in general, it's really, really good for your employer brand, because nowadays, as I said before, it's like, you have to stand out. You kind of have to convince all the people out there why they should join you and not like your competitors or any other company. And with WhatsApp, it's like a very modern and not like kind of new way in recruiting to communicate with applicants. And that's, where you really can stand out. And it's kind of that simple to use like a new communication channel and just leverage it both for your process, for your application process, but also for your employer brand. Then, of course, also to have a very, very efficient application process from first touch point all the way to, sending over the contract to then also, post everything like, onboarding, giving feedback and so on and so forth. Kind of everything can happen over WhatsApp. And I also already implemented all of this like with customers, like with companies from all sizes. And they see like very, very great results. So I'm really excited to share some learnings there later. And then last but not least, it's like just a very seamless experience. Again, I kind of already said that before, but really to have like an end-to-end communication channel where you basically do everything. First touch point all the way to onboarding the people that actually fit to your position. And then one thing that's kind of overlooked by a lot of companies, but that we see great results with, especially with WhatsApp, is to build up a talent pool. So basically all the candidates that didn't fit, that we, ask them for permission to keep their data, to kind of, store their data in our talent pool. And then, as we have more openings, down the road, that we can easily, search for these profiles again. And then we can, send them a WhatsApp template just asking, hey, are you still open to, this position? Let's talk. And you can even do that if you have, multiple people fitting that position. You can just send out a WhatsApp newsletter very specifically targeting like a very specific persona and the people you are looking for, saving a lot of resources, not only time, but money, because like all of these resources you already put into actually getting these candidates from earlier that unfortunately didn't fit the position or the timing was bad. So then you can kind of, get your money back and your time back. So that's just really, really cool. And that we can also really fully automate with Superchat and now also with our AI chatbots. But we will actually show you an example later in the product where we're also covering this part. So like for all of this, this was kind of the reason for us to really introduce our AI chatbot that we named Astro. And here you can kind of see in all its capabilities. So our new AI chatbot really works across all channels. So not only WhatsApp, but you can really also leverage it on Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, and so on and so forth. It's like super, super quick to respond. It needs 500 milliseconds to get back to your candidate. So you really don't lose a beat to, the candidate kind of, doesn't get a response on the weekend, on public holidays whatsoever, and then kind of, signs a contract with another company. So that won't happen again. Then the AI chatbot always has real-time context of everything. So information from your company, from the jobs that you are currently hiring for the candidate. So it really has all the context and all information at any given moment. Then it's, of course, 24/7 available, public holidays, after opening hours. It feels super, super human. That's actually the most impressive part. And I will show you that in a second. But you can't even separate what messages are from a real human and what messages are from a chatbot. So that's like really, really impressive. And then, of course, our Astro speaks over 52 languages. Especially, I saw it like in a couple of use cases with customers, that are hiring for a lot of, electrician and like, all over the world. If you start speaking the language of the candidate right away, kind of build up a relationship with that candidate. And then he's so much more likely to actually join your company instead of, going to someone else. So that's also, especially like in recruiting, actually really, really good benefit. So how does Astro work? It's very simple, actually. I always tell all of our customers while onboarding them, basically just imagine a new HR or recruiting employee starts at your company. And basically how you would do the onboarding for them is very, very similar to how you would set up Astro, actually. So first of all, we will tell Astro how he should behave, like how he should talk to recruiters, what's our tone of voice, how should we interact. So like really giving him like a persona and like a character traits. And then we will also tell him how exactly our recruiting process works. So, I think this is specifically different for every company, but that's so much nicer because like here we can really say, Astro, hey, we always first do, a screening. We have to qualify whether the candidate has a driver license, and then we have to check if it's valid. And all of this can be done automatically because Astro doesn't only understand like text messages, but he also actually understands like images and attachments like PDFs. So that's super, super powerful. And we built all of this on our already existing platform. So it doesn't only work on WhatsApp, but actually across all channels. And it's like very plug and play solution. So it's super, super easy. But I will show you that in the product. So let's actually go ahead. I will share my screen and then we jump into the product. So for everyone today who's here who isn't a Superchat customer yet, today we will really only cover like our AI chatbot and like really quick some parts of our automations tool because we have to use automations in order to make the AI chatbot accessible to our customers. If you are interested in general into like the product, WhatsApp newsletter, and all the other features that we are offering, please go ahead and just register to our product. Just test it out yourself. So we will first jump into the settings. And there it's kind of where we set up the AI chatbot. So here on the left-hand side, you can see the new tab AI chatbot. So we will click on here. And now we click on new AI chatbot. And now in the first step, it asks me to provide a name. This is only for internal purposes. So like here I can give him now a name. What we will be covering today is like we will build a recruiter for FedEx to actually hire a lot of, people that, deliver like delivery, like drivers. So we will just make sure that to call him at a FedEx, Scott. His name is Scott. So let's click on continue. Here now we are also already in the second step, and that's the prompt that I mentioned before. So here again, we will really tell Astro, the chatbot, what to do and how to behave. So let's actually go ahead and really quick, before I forget that, here at the bottom, you can see how do other companies use the AI chatbot. Here we actually provide you with 3 already, out of the box prompts that you can use. One for sales, one for support, and also one for recruiting. So if I click on recruiting here, you can see we will pre-fill this. And then, it says you're an experienced recruiter with over 15 years of experience. You specialize in guiding candidates from the initial contact to XXX. And here you would, add your information of the company and kind of customize it to your needs. But in our use case, we will kind of start from scratch and we prepared something here. So I will copy it really quick, but then we will look at it in detail. So let's take a look. So like here, we first give the AI chatbot a name saying, hey, your name is Nancy. You're an experienced FedEx recruiter with over 15 years of experience. Your goal is to assess whether candidates meet the requirements to become drivers at not DHL, but FedEx, of course. You present yourself as competent, friendly, and precise. If a candidate sends you a file, read it and check if they meet the job requirements. So here, what we can really do, again, the candidate sends us, for example, CSV. The AI chatbot can actually extract all the information from that PDF, from that CV, and kind of, can already validate whether the candidate has proper experience in whatever we are looking for. So that's super, super powerful. The same also applies to images, for example. And with that, we can build extremely powerful chatbots. Next, use the job description from your knowledge. So that's what we are doing in the next step, is really provide the AI chatbot here, Scott, with all the data that he needs. So all the information about the company, the job that we are trying to recruit for, with benefits, kind of, what we are looking for in skills, etc. So that he really knows everything. And we can even add our website so that, we even scrap the career page, for example, to have all your values and everything. So then the chatbot is really, has all the information that he needs, basically. If the candidate sends you a resume, assess whether they are qualified for the position. Now we, kind of have a process here. First, greet the candidate warmly. Hi, I hope you're doing well. Second, answer the candidate's questions. Third, ask questions to verify if the candidate meets the requirements in the job description. Fourth, if the candidate meets the requirements, offer them an interview, and then send them a Calendly so that they can actually go ahead and, schedule a first interview with one of your recruiters. So that all looks good. Let's click on continue. I even forgot actually one more thing. If you need help with writing the prompt, what we did here is kind of funny. Here we have a QR code that redirects you to WhatsApp. And behind that QR code is one of our automation that we built with Superchat. And then it's basically just like a conversation with an AI chatbot that we built, where we ask a couple of questions. And at the end, you will get the perfect prompt for your own AI chatbot. So that's very handy. Try it out for yourself. But exactly. So here we'll click on continue. And now we also already getting to the knowledge part. So here again, we can really upload all the knowledge, all the company relevant data. In the recruiting case, it's usually, kind of the job description, your job ad with all the information. And then usually you will also add your website. Again, if you, add your website, we will just scrape all the data from the page and all subpages so that the AI chatbot actually knows what your company does, can kind of also, answer on all the questions that the candidate has about the company. In our case, we will just skip it for now. And continue here. So now we are creating the chatbot. It takes a couple of seconds. And then we are also, here we go, already redirected into the settings view of the chatbot that we just created. And here again, this video just shows really briefly again, hey, you created the chatbot, but it's not accessible to the customer yet. That you have to do in our automation feature, which looks like this. Okay, understood. Now we are on the settings detail page of the AI chatbot. Here you can see, you can update everything again, like the name, the prompt, and even the knowledge. So you can retrain your chatbot over and over again. That's especially relevant, once you set your chatbot live, you kind of can see how it performs. And if it's sometimes not answering correctly, Nima, and come on. If it 1 second, we have to just fix the camera again. So if you want to retrain your chatbot, you can very easily do that by uploading a new PDF or by kind of syncing your website again. So any information on your website was updated, you can just with one click kind of get all the new data back from the updated website. So that's super cool. Here on the right-hand side, you can see our test environment. So here we would spend a couple of, minutes, 20 minutes after we created the chatbot to just test whether it works like we want to. So here, let's start with saying, hi there, do you still have job openings? So here we go. Now it responds right away saying, hi, hope you're doing well. Yes, we still have job openings for drivers at FedEx. Could you please provide a bit more information about the position you're interested in? Just wanted to apply as a delivery driver. Now, as you can see here, now we could really spend some time fine-tuning everything. If you want, the AI chatbot to use like emojis, even that we can add to the prompt saying, hey, always, add emojis to your text so that it's, even more friendly and personalized. Here now the next response came back. Great, to apply as a delivery driver at FedEx, I will need to verify if you meet the basic requirements for the position. Could you please confirm the following? First, do you have a valid driver license? Second, are you at least 21 years old? Third, do you have a clean driving record? Fourth, do you have experience in driving? And so on and so forth. So that's handy, but now, the test environment, we are now confident to actually set this AI chatbot live. So let's head over to automations and actually build the automation with that chatbot that we just created. So here we are in our automation builder. I won't explain anything, in here. Our automation builder is good, for a couple of things. You can build marketing sequences with our automation builder across all channels. You can build chat flows, now chatbots that, are AI driven, workflows and so on and so forth. But in our case, we will now look only at like the AI chatbot. So what we will do is we want to trigger the AI chatbot, once he says apply. So basically what happens now is like if a new message comes in through that channel, that WhatsApp number that we selected here, and if the message is exactly apply, then we will initiate the conversation with the AI chatbot. And then here you can see now we can do a whole bunch of adjustments. So first of all, we have to, of course, select the chatbot that we now want to start the conversation with. So in our case, I'm pretty sure I called it Scott, FedEx Scott. Now we have a run guide. So as you can see, this is optional. What this is basically an extension of the prompt that we just provided while creating the chatbot. So imagine you have, one generic, let's say, like the easiest example is always like a fitness coach. You create a chatbot saying, hey, you are a personal fitness coach, helping out, athletes with their training and with nutrition, etc. And here you can now even add the athlete wants to gain muscle, for example. Now here you could even work with variables, kind of variables where you ask questions beforehand and then add them here. So then it's like super, super powerful. And you can even, extend the prompt to the chatbot. Then below this, there is the human handover, the user input exploration that we already know from the waiting for reply node. Basically, why we need this is if this isn't in place, the automation would be, infinite. And we don't want that because of a couple of reasons. So kind of here you can define, when the contact hasn't responded for X amount of time that you can, change here 12 hours or like, 12 days, 100 days, then either, don't do anything or do something. In our case, we will just leave it at 12 hours. And then we have two more things at the very bottom. First of all, human handover, super, super powerful, especially like in the support use case, but also in recruiting. It's like we always listens whether the applicant or like your customers are writing something in between the lines of like, hey, I don't want to talk to a chatbot anymore. Or like, hey, I want to be connected with a human agent. So watch closely what happens when I enable this. You can see here is a new connector saying, hey, when contact asks for human help. And what we would do here is maybe we can send a message saying, no problem. We will connect you with one of our recruiters. And then we could even, continue here by assigning the conversation to one of the recruiters. Let's assign it here to Claire. And now, like Claire can either, message the applicant manually or can even call him. And that's like always like kind of a security line. Then last thing that we also have here, very similar to the human handover, the automatic call recognition. Basically what this is like we detect whether the conversation has ended or not. Again, mostly for support use cases, but I will explain it nonetheless. So basically what happens is best use case, hey, the customer has a question, let's say applicant has a question about, how many vacation days do you offer? The chatbot answers, hey, we are offering 30 vacation days. The applicant says, that's amazing. Then the chatbot answers with, hey, no worries, do you have any other questions? If the applicant then says no, then we kind of know, hey, the conversation has ended. So what we could do then is kind of to keep the unified inbox nice and organized. We could say, hey, then mark the conversation as done. Of course, if the contact now answers again, then, we can, start the automation with the AI chatbot again very easily. But that's kind of, a way of, especially if you have a lot of conversations, to kind of keep everything organized and structured. So that's it already to like how this all works. Now, I'm pretty sure you want to actually see it in action. So for that, we built a nice automation here. We actually built two. So one for the FedEx use case and one kind of, more for employer branding. So let's take a look first at the FedEx use case. So like here it is. We can take a look. It's pretty much the same that we did. So here again, new incoming message through WhatsApp. Then if the contact has written hi FedEx, then we will start the AI chatbot. I just realized this one is probably the wrong one. We need the English one. So let's actually set this live, publish. Perfect. Now I already have two live, so I have to go back really quick. Stop this one. We will make it available again in a second. So here we go. So now we can publish this one. Here we go. Sub, perfect. Sub. Now it's being published. Now we are provided with the QR code or the WhatsApp me link that you can also then, share with your applicants. That's always kind of the ways how to get, the applicants into WhatsApp. It's first of all the WhatsApp me link that you can add to your, career page or say, hey, just apply via WhatsApp. If they click on it, then they are redirected to WhatsApp. And then in WhatsApp, this keyword that you are defining here is already pre-filled. And if they then send that keyword, the automation will start right away. Same with click to chat ads, super powerful. I've done that with a lot of customers. It's basically if you have a position, you can spend a little bit of marketing budget on Instagram or Facebook, to get more applicants and then just convert them to WhatsApp. So basically, the applicant sees an ad on Instagram in the story. He swipes up, is redirected to WhatsApp. The keyword is pre-filled. He sends it up and then kind of, starts the conversation with the AI chatbot right away, who then will qualify whether the lead, in this case, the applicant, is kind of a fitting, fits to the position that we are looking for. So let's start this here. I hope now it all works. It was a little bit of a mess here, but let's see. Perfect. Tap. I'm not in the unified inbox yet. So here you can see now, hey, the automation is active. In our case, exactly the one that we just triggered. I scanned the QR code. I was redirected to WhatsApp. Hi FedEx was pre-filled. I sent that keyword and now I'm already talking to the AI chatbot. The AI chatbot saying, hi, hope you're doing well. How can I assist you today? And what we will do now is I will just send an image of an ad that we saw, just saying, if they are still hiring for that position. Here we go. Send. So, like here, the applicant was somewhere, saw like this nice banner saying now hiring. Now I asked, hey, are you still hiring? And now I get the response right away saying, yes, we are definitely hiring. Are you interested in applying for a driver position or another role at FedEx? Feel free to ask any questions you might have or provide your resume and we can go from there. So now what I can do is I don't want to waste any time. I send the resume, choose file. Here we go. Pub. Send. So here, as you can see, this is just like the why is it not opening? One sec. Here's the resume that I just uploaded on WhatsApp. Just like here, this person, it's just like mock-up. So it's just like, example data. But here, this person really has already experience. He was the delivery driver at DHL before. So let's see what the chatbot says. Currently, unfortunately, the API, they are today fixing it, have an issue actually detecting the PDF, but it works and I want to show it to you. So let's try it again. One sec. So here we go. Let's hope that it works now. Otherwise, please test it yourself. It works. Maybe do it tomorrow when they fix the issue, like the API that we are working with. Okay, I guess today we have bad luck. That's unfortunate. But here we go. So basically what happens now is like when it's working, it's the AI actually scans the PDF and then it can even extract all the data. And the same works with images. Of course, now it's a little bit of a, like not so nice that it's not working now. But please, like test it yourself, probably best tomorrow. And then you will see that it works. We already built like really cool things with it. Also, you can we had like one fun project with a customer who has like a garden shop where he built like an AI chatbot where you can just send like a plant, and then the AI will detect what kind of plant it is, and then kind of provide the information on how to give it water and all this kind of stuff. So it's like super, super powerful when it works, of course, but it works usually. So here we go. And we will take a look at one more chatbot because now we still have a little bit of time. So let's go back to automations. I will stop this one really briefly. And the other one is one for Apple. What we did there, I can show you how this is set up. So let's search this Apple. Where is it? Here we go. English. Perfect. So basically, this is the one. Let's set it live. Upsala. Scan the QR code. So like we will also take a look at the AI chatbot here that's powering this entire thing. So here what we kind of did is especially like really nice for employer branding is we kind of, build like an AI chatbot that's kind of Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and the applicant then, chats with the CEO right away. So here you can see act like Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, known for your thoughtful leadership and straightforward communication. Your objective is to connect with the candidate on a personal level, guiding them through a casual, engaging conversation, blah, blah, blah. Step 1, introduction. Start the conversation by greeting the candidate in a friendly and relaxed manner. And then, the first Apple experience after the introduction and transition to the first question. What was your first Apple product you've ever owned? So we really make it very, very personalized and really cool for an employer brand. So let's actually see how this looks like in action. So kind of here we are first welcoming the candidate saying, hey, welcome to the Apple Hub. What can I assist you with today? Simply choose one of the options below and we will take it from there. And then we have, be part of Apple, kind of the career path, then Apple support and discover Apple. I choose the be part of Apple. And now the automation begins with, Tim Cook. So Tim Cook messages me back saying, hi, it's Tim Cook. How are you doing? I will say, hey, hi there. I'm amazing. So here we go. Let's wait for Tim to answer. And that's great to hear. What was the first Apple product you've ever owned? So exactly kind of what we said the chatbot to do, he will now do. And I will just say it was an iPhone 5. He even, writes very nice with emojis. And that's kind of just like what we defined in the prompt. Here we go. The iPhone 5, what a classic. When we were developing it, our focus was on making it the thinnest and lightest iPhone ever. I remember the excitement and the challenges we faced, like ensuring the new Lightning connector would be small yet powerful. What was the feeling like walking around with your new little thing in your pocket? So now, he keeps the conversation going. And then in the end, at some point, ask for like a CV. And then, they can kind of hand over the applicant if he's like a fit for the position to the recruiting manager. And he can then, do the first interview and then kind of see whether the candidate is actually, fitting to the position and the company or not. But this kind of shows you what's actually possible with the AI chatbots. And again, it works on WhatsApp, but it also works on all other channels. And it's really up to you what you're doing with it. So now I guess you got like a really good demo on what's all possible and how easy it is to set up. So let's jump back into the slides. We have 2 more things to cover. So now you're probably asking yourself, hey, Mika, that's all super, super cool. But what does it how's like the cost structure work? So let's look at it. I have really good news here. So basically all customers that are either in professional or any plan higher already have the chatbot included without any additional costs. In the professional plan, you have 1 chatbot included and 500 AI responses. And in higher plans, you have even more included. And then we decided that you don't even have to upgrade into higher plans, but instead you can just, if you need more AI responses or if you need more chatbots, you can just easily upgrade them in packages that you can see on the right-hand side, making it very, very easy to just, go pay for what you actually need. For everyone that's not a customer yet, I also have really good news for you. We are making the AI chatbot accessible during the 14-day free trial. So if you are not a customer yet, you can just register for Superchat and really use our entire feature set from integrations, AI chatbot, everything, and just test it out and see for yourself how powerful this is. For everyone in basic, you can create the chatbots in the settings. Also, kind of convince yourself what you can do with it. And then as you can see, what value it actually brings to your business, you can upgrade and then use it with customers also in automations. Now to the Q&A session. Let's see if there are any questions. Here we go. First one. Can I connect the chatbot to my other software, for example, to schedule meetings? Good questions. Good question. So basically what you can do is you can connect it to external tools with our HTTP request node in automation. So basically in automation, we have an HTTP request node where you can, make a request to an external tool and then get data back from that external tool. And that data you can make accessible to the chatbot. Like the one thing that we can't do, and that's probably what you want to do, is the chatbot cannot override things in external tools. But that's also very, very dangerous because, there are always fuck ups, mistakes that happen. And you probably don't want, the chatbot to, override some like meetings, override something in your CRM. So with that, we have to be very, very careful. But you can definitely, get information from an external tool, like, all your customers' data from your CRM or whatever you are using. And then, you can add all this information to the chatbot as well, making it even more powerful, because then the chatbot really knows everything, like from your business, from your customers, but like in detail. And that would not even be possible with like a human agent or like human recruiter, because of course, like manually, you then always has to go back into, your application tracking system, whatever you are using. But he really has access to all data at any given time and can process all this data very, very quickly. Yes, the HTTP request node is already available. So just go into automations and then there just search for HTTP. And that's just a normal node that you can use exactly. Yes, we have a help center article on the HTTP request node. So best just go into like our help center, or maybe someone from the team can just share the link right away. And there we have like an explanation on everything that you need for the HTTP request node. Alrighty, I guess there are no more questions. Then to the closing remark, here you go. Thank you very much for joining us today and actually taking the time to watch this live webinar, and hopefully see you soon. Have a good rest of the week. Bye bye.